Hello, people. Welcome to the show. It is Monday night. And what time it is? 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chaotic conversation is in effect. We have the same usual suspects, which is Anzo, Terrence, and Maz Mama Bear. How y'all doing?
Doing good,
Good.
man.
Good.
How
All
you
right.
doing?
I can't complain. I'm telling you, I'm going to go ahead and put this disclaimer here. I may be a little sidetracked because Chiefs are playing Baltimore. So if you
And
hear me go,
Baltimore just
ooh,
scored a touchdown.
or some kind of
Baltimore,
craziness, then don't hold it against me.
because you've
But
seen that, right? Baltimore just scored a touchdown.
I didn't.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, you'll look at it.
yeah, I'll check it out. But tonight, we're doing something a little different. We're not doing any type of superhero countdown, so to speak, but we are going to do our five favorite male singers. Any genre, uh, doesn't matter. I'm quite sure that our lists are going to be different. They may have one, maybe two of the same artist, but other than that, I'm pretty sure they're going to be quite different. And of course, after everyone's told their lists, we're going to do the honorable mentions and kind of go from there. So, does anybody care to go first?
Whoever
You want to
wants
go?
to go
You want
first,
to go first?
I'll go first.
You're not okay. Go right ahead.
I'll go first. Not a problem. Seeing as that nobody wants to bite the bullet and do it, I will do it. So me, when it comes to R&B, like I love it. So I have a lot of singers on this list. My number five is going to be Al Green. I grew up on Al Green with my mom and dad listening to him, so we had Let's Stay Together, all those songs, Let's Get Married. Like he was just something that my parents would constantly listen to. And a lot of my songs are actually going to be like that because my number four on my list is Sam Cooke. Man, I tell you, when I was younger, my parents used to listen to these old songs, and I used to be like, "Ah, what the," you know what I mean? But as you get older and you really start listening to these songs, these old school tunes are basically where it's at for me. Because number three, Otis Redding. Um, Otis Redding has a lot of songs that I basically like more than the other ones. These are some mine, Try a Little Tenderness. I Got Dreams to Remember. Change is Gonna Come. Like these are songs that I actually have on my iPhone. I was gonna say iPod for some reason, but these are some of the songs that I have on my iPhone and that I constantly listen to. Number two, we're gonna get into some modern artists with my number two pick. So number two pick, and this may surprise a few of you, but number two is going to be Usher. When it comes to me, when Usher first came out, I hated him. I could not stand Usher. I thought his music was trash. But then he came out with his album Confessions. And other than my top one, who I'm gonna pick, Confessions is like one of my favorite albums of all times, man. Just the songs that he had on that, Let It Burn, Confessions 1 and 2. Like that album has, I think every song on that album is good. I like every single song on that album, which comes to my number one artist, which, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says about what he has done. My
So
number
what you
one
got to say? R. Kelly.
My number one artist is R. Kelly. Yes. R. Kelly was a genius when it came to music. I kid you not. On every single one of his albums, he has a song that has gotten me through some tough times in my life. I Wish, Radio Call, well, Woman's Threat. Like R. Kelly's songs were always something that I would go back to when I was feeling depressed or something like that. Um, Now I know what he's done, what he went to jail for. I get it. I understand all that crap. I don't agree with any of it, but I can always separate the artist from what he's done. And for me, it's like the fact that his songs got me through some of the toughest times of my life. I'll never mute R. Kelly. I will always listen to his music. So number one is R. Kelly.
Okay. So your five was Al Green, four was Sam Cooke, three was Otis Redding, two was Usher, and one was R. Kelly.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Anybody else want to go next? Okay. Well, I will go next.
What the hell? Nobody want to talk up today?
Well, I'll go. My number five, this cat got a smooth voice. You can't have really understand what he's saying, man, but I tell you, when he's singing, man, for some reason it sounds good. To me, that's Michael McDonald. Number five.
Okay.
One
Mm-hmm.
half of the Doobie Brothers. I like his music. I keep forgetting. The song you sing with Patti LaBelle, What a Fool Believes. To
Wait,
me,
which one was that, Danny?
Michael McDonald.
Okay.
He sings I Keep Forgetting. He sang a song with, he collaborated with James Ingram. Y'all Be There. He sang a song with Patti LaBelle. And What a Fool Believes. That's a Doobie Brother hit. So very versatile. Smooth, soulful voice. Number four is John Legend. I
Mm-hmm.
first heard John Legend, I was like, I don't know. But man, that song grew me. And the best you ever had, that song is fire. I don't care what nobody say. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, Kanye West discovered him. But he's standing on his own 2 feet now, and Cat makes hits. And I'm a big time John Legend fan, so that's my number four. Number three is Al Green. Um, that's all you can say, man. He's very soulful.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stay together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, bad man. Even now he's singing. He's a Reverend Al Green, and his spiritual music is just as good as uh his regular soulful music. So
Mm-hmm.
big Al Green fan. Grew up on that, and like Anzo said, at first, like, man, what is this? I ain't trying to hear all this.
you
But
know,
when you grow up, man, you start to try to hear it.
you get appreciation for that
Mm-hmm.
voice and his music and everything. It's like, oh man, wow, yeah, for real.
Yeah. My number two is Sam Cooke. Um, Killed, gone too way too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Chain Gang, man. Sing a song about ABCs. Um, long time coming.
Yep.
Man, he's just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, somebody killed him. So don't understand. Don't know why. Just gone far, far, far too early. And number one, I didn't like this guy until after he died. I know he was a bad man, but for some reason I just didn't care for him. Well, you go back and listen to his song. He is awesome, and that's Luther Vandross.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all his songs, and he started as a backup singer. So for him to transition from a backup singer to a leading singer, and he's known all over the world. I've seen blacks, whites, Hispanics, everyone sing and dance and refer to Luther. So another one gone too soon. I think he had um, issues with diabetes and stuff, if I'm not mistaken, and that would cause him to leave us sooner than we wanted. But those are my five: Michael McDonald, John Legend, Al Green, Sam Cooke, Luther Vandross.
Can't
Oh,
complain
yep,
about that one.
yep. Yeah, I'll go next. Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's come to my attention that I didn't write any of the songs down. I just kind of, whatever came to my mind, I just wrote them down.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of Luther Vandross, like I feel like my family definitely loves that guy. Out of all the different family gatherings that I've been to, I feel like it's almost a guarantee that one of his songs will be played at some point. So I just kind of know him by default. Uh, yeah, respect to him for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So yeah, number 5, I got Freddie Mercury. Um,
Mhm.
I guess I can go with "Don't Stop Me Now" and "Bohemian Rhapsody." Yep, those songs. I played it at different points, or whenever they would come on, I'd go, yeah, yeah. I just kind of would recognize it. I appreciate the music, but I should add before I go on that like I've never had those experiences that I keep hearing about, like the music helped me through a dark place and all this stuff. Like I
Mhm.
never like listened to music for those reasons. It's like for me, whenever I would hear like somebody put something on, or if I was like searching something out myself, it was always based on if I liked how it sounds and the lyrics and stuff, and that's really as far as it went. So like I haven't had those kinds of moments yet, but then again, my situation was rather different where uh for me it was just more of a rage thing more than anything. So like a lot of that I just couldn't really relate to like outside of that. So
But you've had like movies or people that have spoke to you, right? In that kind of
in
a way.
terms of humans, no, not so much. Like I've met like certain humans where I would find them I guess unique, but that was, oh man, that's so rare.
Maybe
Like
not even someone you met, like a Bruce Lee type. You know what I mean?
um yeah, in terms of individuals that I haven't met, there's a fair number of them where I'd see them or read about them, and then I go, yeah, that person is interesting. But the only problem was is that again, like my actual experience with those types of people were just, it just doesn't really happen like that. So because of that, in my journey through life, it just was on the whole, yeah, I'm probably never going to meet that person or someone like that. So it just kind of really started and ended almost immediately with any sort of deep thought in regards to that.
Mm,
And then yeah, so I just I haven't had much of that. I don't know what that's like. I just only hear about it. Like, but when it happens, I'll definitely make note of it because it'll be rather new if it's something that gets me
gotcha.
through any sort of like time where I'm like down in dumps or something like that. But
Mm,
so yeah, yep. And then number 4, Stevie Wonder. Uh,
hmm
let me see. I guess probably like Superstition and My Sharia More. Like
hmm
those two, like probably more than his other songs. Like I think I probably heard those two more than any of the other ones. Um, I know I've heard more of his songs, but those are the ones that just really stick out immediately without me having to, I guess, do a lot of thinking. You don't want to overthink these things. It's supposed to be like a natural thing in any sort of, I guess, impactful moment.
hmm
So yeah, he just. I think when I found out about him, I was a kid. So I guess it was the whole like, him being blind and being that talented. I naturally latched on to him as him being one of the many, but technically one of the few in comparison to, I guess, the overall human species that managed to impress me on different levels. And I'm just like, yeah, I like his voice, and this guy's on point. Um,
Gotcha.
then number 3, James Brown.
Yes.
Um, Probably go with something like um, the Payback. I like that one.
hmm
The beat and the message behind it. I feel like I could play that anytime I'm on my way to fuck somebody up. That just it just it just seemed like that's one of the songs right there. You know, and there have been times where I would have my little speaker, and it would either be my phone or at the time an iPod, and I would connect it to that. And when I would walk to my friend's house, I'd play my tune, so it, kind of would be blasting, and it'd mostly be at night, so it had like a sort of echoing effect, and I just kind of would get lost in the music I was playing just by walking to my friend's house. I'm like, yeah, this seems right. It's quiet. Sometimes it might be raining and shit. So, the right song, I feel like it just fits that mood. I'm like, yeah, this is the one I'm gonna play. I'm like, I gotta go whoop his ass. What song? And I just look through the library, and that'd be the first one. So it just certain songs, man, are just awesome like that. And then I guess another one would be like probably go with "Get Up Off of That Thing." That's another one I thought was pretty cool. Um, I don't think he has any songs that I hate or dislike per se, which is a good thing. So you kind of put on any of his stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that's James Brown. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Then number two, yep, I had to go with Barry White because I feel like man, with my closest female friends, man, they like play his songs a lot. My mom, my grandma, my auntie, like it just they Luther Vandross and Barry White, man. I feel like there's no place on this planet I can go to get away from them. So as a result, I just kind of was almost forced, if you will, to hear their songs. So like he'd be another one where I was like, oh, this guy again. And then when it got to the point where I guess I was really paying attention to what he was saying, I'm like, yeah, he got some swag to him. I guess I can see why the ladies like him so much. Like I get it now because at first it was like, oh, this dude again. It's either him or Luther Vandross. Don't y'all have any other artists that you want to listen to? Like, damn. So you're like, no, you don't understand. And I'm like, well, I guess I didn't until I paid attention.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number two, and then number one had to go with Ray Charles. Um, probably which two would I say? I like Hit
Georgia
the
on
Road
my
Jack.
mind.
Like I
Hit
thought
the
that one
road,
was
Jack.
cool. Mm-hmm. Then what was another one? Maybe something like Shake Your Tail Feather. I thought that one
Mm-hmm.
was pretty catchy. But pretty much more or less like James Brown and the majority of the others that I mentioned, I feel like it's
Touchdown.
just like a respect
Woo-hoo-hoo.
thing for Ray Charles. Like I've heard a lot of his stuff due to family members and him also being another uh, blind guy.
Mm-hmm.
Coincidentally, I'm just like, how the hell does this happen like this? And I guess that got me to pay attention to him. And then when I like, I was like, okay, I'm already fascinated by this. Now, what can this guy do? And then seeing him play the piano and singing and stuff, I'm like, wow, like I definitely don't have that kind of talent. So it just major props to him for being able to do that consistently and gaining respect and things. I feel like if you kind of put on Ray Charles, I don't think there's gonna be too many humans that are like, "Hey, turn that shit off. I want to hear no damn Ray Charles." Like, I don't think I've encountered that at all. So
They'd have to get a fuck you if I ever heard that. Like, fuck you with that. Yo, Ray Charles is the
right,
bomb, bro.
right, right. I guess it would depend on like what they say. Like, say if I were to turn on one of his songs and then if they're like, ah, nah, pick somebody else, and I guess if they just go, hey, I'm just not into him, fine. But I guess if they try to say that he's bad or something, then at that point I would prefer to have some kind of conversation, just to hear their thoughts on why they feel that way.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So
Okay,
that
that's a good list.
is the list that I came up with. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good list.
How
Freddie
old school?
Mercury, Stevie Wonder, James Brown, Barry White, Ray Charles. Okay, Mads,
Yeah.
you are up next, young lady.
Okay, my honorable mentions keeps growing at this point. So, um, I my mom and I spent a lot of time hanging out at the classic car shows. So a lot of my list is I think one of my only two of my honorable mentions are like modern people, and those are generally again honorable mentions. I'm gonna start off with John Lennon. You have to give props to this guy. His music changed the world. So the messages that was in so much of it was just absolutely beautiful. It's even to the point that they now have a kids cartoon show strictly based on the Beatles' music.
Mhm.
I say the music. I agree with you, but his voice, not so much for me. But to
I'm
each his
giving him
own.
props as an artist. So
Okay.
again, Elton John, another influential, multi-decade spanning artist. I listen to that stuff all the time with my dad. Crocodile Rock has always been one of my longtime favorites.
Yeah, I like I'm Still Standing
Hmm.
and Blue
Yeah,
Eyes.
Yvonne. There's so many songs of his that pretty much anybody will recognize.
Yeah,
Again,
he's a good one.
another one of those artists that everybody knows and whose music has been heavily featured in Disney movies. Elvis.
Mhm.
Changed up
You
the
ain't
music
nothing
genre.
but a hound
Yep.
dog.
I cannot include my list without Stevie Wonder. I have loved his music my whole life, and it's even to the point my daughter, when she was like a year and a half, she got to listen to Stevie Wonder for the first time, and she has been a fan ever since.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder the shit now.
Yep.
Mhm. I agree.
I like all his songs.
Oh yeah. You might catch me singing them while I'm puttering around the kitchen at times. But and topping off my list, Freddie Mercury. Again, game-changing artist. I watched the tribute concert so many times over and over. His music spans, for all sorts of sports, as we saw Danny doing his little touchdown dance just a bit ago.
We are the champions.
Yep, music, movies.
You're a fucking Washington fan.
What?
I said you're a Washington fan. What do you mean we are the champions?
That is Freddie Mercury's song. We are the champions.
Yes, I know this, but she said football, and then you had to bring up "We Are the Champions" like you were representing it to the Chiefs being the
I was saying
champions
a song.
winning.
No. I was
There's
saying
come on.
as a name of the song.
Yeah, but there
Okay,
was a, there was
no,
No,
I know
that what it was.
Montreal. I know Montreal is not a big sports city, but most sports arenas tend to play a lot of Queen's music.
no, I know they do, but I'm just saying. I know Danny had a hidden message.
No,
But
I didn't. It was I was
Okay,
saying we are the
reading too much
champions.
into it.
I was about to say we will rock you. I was going to say
Mhm.
another one bites the dust.
you see, if you had said those other two, I would have been like, But even with those are kind of like
See, you
subliminal messages.
trying to put your thought pattern into mine head. That ain't
So,
gonna happen. That's something you would do. That little slick
yes,
stuff out
yes,
the
I
mouth.
would. Yes,
That's you.
yes, I
That
would.
ain't me.
I agree with that 100%. But I
Yeah.
know I've been rubbing off on your ass, so I know you
Mm-mm.
got that little slick shit in you too, though.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Come on. App. Okay, there we go. All right.
Bruh.
Okay. The list was
Um,
John Lennon,
Mhm.
Elton John,
Yep.
Elvis,
Yep.
Stevie Wonder, and Freddie Mercury.
Absolutely.
Okay. Not bad list.
Thank you.
Um, now,
Yeah.
yeah.
any honorable mentions?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Um,
Go ahead, Terrence.
no, I had like honestly, Michael Jackson would have been my number one, but
For
I was
sure.
told to leave him off, like,
Yeah, because we
cause
did the show with him and Prince,
Mm-hmm.
so
right,
it would have been
like I
redundant.
yeah, like that. That's just to be honest, cause um, he's the only one that happened. Like when I was a kid, he was the only one where I would actually get up and and mimic his moves and stuff, like the rest of the artists did not have that effect on me. Like outside of bobbing my head, maybe singing a couple of lyrics, like they didn't get like a full reaction. Like like
So,
how
so you trying to tell me, Terrence, that when you first saw Prince, you didn't go immediately to your drawer and cut out your ass and your jeans and walk out to Prince?
no, like he was one of the many where I just kind of with specific songs, like the ones that I had mentioned, like I was like bobbing my head, but like Michael's like when you think about YouTube reactions, the best ones where you're getting all these like very interesting, funny kind of reactions, and you can tell that the person really cares about what they're watching, probably more than you do. In a lot of cases, if the reaction is good, like that's how I reacted to Michael, but it was much more than that. Like I wanted to have outfits and everything because I thought he was cool. And
I
but
think Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say. I think most of us would have put Michael or Prince as their number ones. That's why I didn't want to
Yeah.
right, right.
have.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. Of course, no. I got you. It makes sense, just to
Hmm.
sort of keep from being repetitive. That makes perfect sense. But um, I can't say on the same token that like he never like how you said Anzo, like the kind of getting you through certain moments.
Hmm.
Michael didn't have that effect, but what he was able to do was actually make me excited and happy, which was that's not an easy thing to do to have that sort of balance with me because usually it's just kind of like someone sings or someone does whatever and it's like an in a moment thing and then as soon as it stops I don't give a shit anymore, not thinking
Hmm.
about it, I don't care. But Michael, when he was not there, I'm just like, yo, did Michael make another song yet? Like what's Michael doing?
Hmm.
So that's
Hmm.
rare
A
for
lot
that
of
to
time
happen
with
with
Michael
me.
Jackson songs, when he did his premieres, they were like big time events. Because I
Yeah.
can remember, man, when I saw Thriller, I was in the fifth grade. It was a big event. I can remember when I saw Remember the
Hmm.
Time, I was in the Marine Corps in
Mm.
California. So I can remember the dates he had these big songs and stuff. I'm like, man,
Right. And his music videos, they were like movies. They weren't really doing it like that. They weren't really cinematic with their music videos now. Like nowadays, you kind of have more often stuff like that. It's still not to Michael's degree, in my opinion, but it's
Hmm.
like it's something to where if you see it, it's not really surprising. But with Michael, there was like a huge story that I would see when he would do his music videos. I'm like, you can make a movie out of all this if you wanted to, Michael. Every single one of them. Like I don't care which one it is. Like so, the fact that I was able to think that, like, yo, you so good, it's like I'm watching a movie for that 4 or 5 minutes. So I like I said, I would have definitely had him as the number one.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um, if you can go honorable mentions, go ahead with yours, Anzo.
All right. God damn, because I was going through the list and I'm like, oh yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
let's
yeah.
name your
So,
top five. We can keep going around that. We can just keep going around five.
It's gonna be
um,
me and Anzo going back and forth on top five.
yeah, definitely. Okay. So Luther Vandross, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Ray Charles, and I have more, but I'll go with those ones for now. Then I'll come back
Um,
around.
I had George Michael, Chris Brown, Adam Levine, Usher.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna start with David Bowie, George Michael as well, Bob Marley,
Mm-hmm.
and Phil Collins.
Yeah, I forgot
Mm-hmm.
about Phil Collins.
Me too.
Mhm.
You got any honorable mentions, Terrence?
Um, Not really. I mean, I guess there's a lot that I like. I mean, you can include practically everyone that was said for the most part. Like I never liked Elvis, none of his music or anything. Like I no, but I respect his accomplishments. But I don't know. There's some shady stuff in his background as him as a
Mm-hmm.
person. But like aside from any sort of possible racist undertones that man possessed, just like if I separate that and focus on his music and its dancing, it never did anything for me.
All
So I
right.
have some friends that I have a couple of friends that love Elvis. They got the posters on the wall and everything. And I remember the first time I went to one of my friends' house that had that the posters and everything in his room, he was looking at me like I was gonna get mad at him because he like Elvis. I'm like, nah, man, you like who you like. Nothing wrong with that. We're different. That does. I'm not one of those individuals where I'm like, how dare you like that? It's like, yo, you like it, fine. I will let you know if I feel the same way. But aside from that, ain't no problems. You do
Mm.
you.
All right, Alonzo, your next group.
Yep. I got Eldebarge, Terrence Trent D'Arby.
Oh man,
I got Neo.
sign your name on my heart, boy. That was a song back in the day, boy.
Yep, Terrence Trent D'Arby, Neo, and I'll put Chris Brown in that one too.
All right, I put R. Kelly, Stevie Wonder, Eddie Levert, and Walt Williams. If you don't know who Walt Williams is, he's the other half of the OJs.
Mm.
Okay. I think this will round up my group. Eric Clapton.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely adore him. I feel bad that I almost didn't put down Luther Vandross. Thank you for reminding me about him, Terrence.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Leonard Cohen, Marvin Gaye, and Chester Bennington from Linkin Park.
Nice.
His music is what got me through dark moments.
You got some more, Alonzo?
Yep.
All
I
right.
got James Brown, Smokey Robinson,
Oh yeah.
Lionel Richie, Teddy Pendergrass,
Yep.
Justin Timberlake, and Michael Bolton.
I got the Whispers, the twin brothers of Walter and Scotty. Frankie Beverly from Maze, Daryl Hall from Hall and Oates, Bill Withers, Babyface,
Babyface.
and Justin Timberlake.
Mm-hmm. You put Justin up there too. I'm surprised. I thought I was gonna be the only one with Justin. You know,
Justin's a
No,
bad boy.
Justin got
Justin is a
some cool
bad
songs.
man.
Yeah, he has some cool songs. Like I remember, was
He
it
had me so
2000?
when I first heard Senorita. I said, "Damn, that shit right there tight, boy." So
Mine was gone.
I will say, his version of oh God, was that Cyndi Lauper song in the Trolls movie? True Colors. His
True
version of
Colours?
that is absolutely
Mhm.
beautiful.
Yeah, my first song with him that I started liking him was when he did Gone. He was still with NSYNC at the time, but he was like more the lead singer in that song. And I was like, yo, this guy is his voice, man. And I kind of find like Jesus Christ,
touchdown.
the more albums like or more songs he came up, he was sounding a lot like Michael Jackson.
Yep.
Yeah, like I think I was 12 when that Bye Bye song came out from NSYNC. I remember everybody was playing that shit, so that's like permanently stuck in my head.
I hated it though. When that shit, I hated it. But then they
When
went,
they came down.
yeah. What
So
they're like, because they were those kid pop band type of shit, you know. But when he did,
Bye.
yeah,
yeah. I mean, I was a kid when it came out, so I was definitely bobbing my head to that song.
no, I
What's the
was
score,
not.
Alonzo?
Amen.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't see the score right now.
Heavy Metal Heroes did a great version of Bye Bye Bye.
Oh yeah.
You need to watch that. This band does. They do nothing but covers, all in the heavy metal style, but they're all dressed up as superheroes. They're phenomenal.
I think that might have been something my friend showed me, but I'll have to double check to make sure.
You know, there's a couple others like I'm thinking about Jaheim. I like Joe.
He can't stay off the doggone drugs, boy. That was Jaheim is bad. He is a bad brother. But boy, them drugs got his around his neck.
Yeah.
What was that song? I think Justin did with T.I., Dead and Gone or something.
Dead
like
and
that.
Gone.
Man, see, like I don't know what it is, but with certain songs, like I want to play them at certain moments. I'm like, that shit just. I like that one. That one was cool. Yeah.
He has another one too with Jay-Z, man. Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Fucking tight too, man.
And then what was that other one like? I know, like, let me think. Because it was him, and then it was like Scarlett Johansson, like comes around or goes around or something like that. And in the context of the music video, like he was with her, and then she cheated on him, and then he chased after her, and then she like died in a car accident and shit, and just
Oh yeah.
the whole message was that if you bring somebody heartache, something bad can happen to you. So I was like, that's funny because I wasn't expecting that when I was watching that music video. Because when it got to the segment that he found out, okay, she had been cheating on him, I was like, that bitch needs to die. So as I'm watching it and it gets to the part where she does die, I was actually surprised that he had it play out that way. I was like, oh, that happened how I preferred it. Like, okay. So yeah, like I just like the whole like theme of it, and the song was pretty cool. And like Justin, like I just be wondering when he sits down and comes up with these songs. I'm like, so Justin, do you feel like this is based on something you went through, or something you're trying to steer others away from getting into to avoid like heartache and pain? Like, I just have some questions.
Yeah, Justin was a bad man. There's another one there in the chat, Ed Sheeran. He's good too.
Yeah, I think he's
Oh,
a better
Ed Sheeran.
singer, but I like him.
What's that?
Yeah,
I think
no,
he's
I
a better
said Ed
songwriter.
Sheeran. Yeah, I don't hear his name too much. It's so rare that I hear someone say him.
Oh,
Um, I guess the only thing for me that comes to mind with him would be the "I See Fire" song. It was like for the Hobbit movie.
okay.
That
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one that ever pops up in my head, because like before that, I just didn't care about him. But when he did that for the
That's what got.
context of the
Mhm.
movie, yeah, that's where I was like, oh, okay,
That's what.
I
That's
got
where.
you.
That's where he got me too. You know what I mean? When I heard that song, I was like, oh, this is tight. You know what I mean? Like you said, for the context of the movie and everything, I was like, okay, this is tight.
Right.
And then I heard some other song.
Fumble.
We are
Yeah.
doing chaotic conversation. We are not doing square one, Danny. This is not square one. Wrong show. I know those Alzheimer's is kicking in, but
It,
wrong show.
I got a question for you, Anjo. So did
Hmm.
you did you see that first Hobbit movie in the theater? And if so, was
Yes.
it like with a packed room?
Yes.
Okay. Did this happen to you? That scene where they all gather in what's the main characters?
Bilbo.
But Bilbo, there we go. Yeah.
Hmm.
So when they all gathered in his house, like Thorin and the rest of them, when they started singing that far over the
Hmm.
misty,
Hmm.
like that one, like, did you have a moment in your theater where everybody started singing that shit at the same time? 'Cause that should definitely happen where I was at.
Really? No, not here.
Yes, like it,
No,
because
if they go back and play it, that would probably happen.
Right. It
Hmm.
just because like it was myself, and then I want to say like five friends, and like they were familiar with the books or whatever, and I just was kind of coming in because I watched the Lord of the Rings films, and I thought those were cool, so I was like, oh, okay, something that is giving me more of this sort of universe. I'm like, that intrigued me. So when it got to that scene, I kind of was humming it low, like far over, and then it just got louder, and I was looking around. I was like, oh shit! And then at that point, I just continued on, and it was like one of those rare moments where, like, it felt like myself and the crowd were in the scene with the characters. So yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. No, can't say that I've had that, but yeah, I like the
Out
Hobbit
about
movies.
experience,
Yeah, I was
Who?
gonna say.
Who?
Terrence.
Mm, That was
He had
that.
an out about experience. What he was describing just now, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It I'm telling you, man, like it, because the voices were kind of like almost in unison. It kind of startled me a little bit because here I am just humming, and it got loud as fuck. I was, oh, far over, like, damn, these humans really like, they're really into that. So it was great, man. Like, and afterwards we all kind of cheered because I think it was the combination of, okay, the scene was cool and we were on board, and then just how the audience was so interactive, and everybody heard everybody else doing it. So it was like one of those, like, that was awesome. That was a
Mm.
cool moment.
I see Django says Post Malone. I've heard of him. Couldn't name one of his songs to save my life. I think that's one of those ones that's
Um,
kind of. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything bad about the guy. 'Cause I don't know anything about him, but
I,
Post
I
Post
don't think
Malone
he's
down
my
for me.
cup of tea.
I know he's like kind of like a fairly newer artist to my understanding, but like
Hmm.
I think maybe there's one or two songs that I've heard from him that I think are cool. Like I can't really tell you the names, but if I were to hear it, then I go, yeah, that's one of them. Like I haven't really listened to him too much. It was like kind of more of I would catch something of his on the sly and go, who is that?
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, it's Post Malone. And then when I would hear it, then
Hey,
I would know it's him.
there is this white country singer. I can't think his name, but he is soulful as hell. Heavy set white guy, long blonde hair. He always with a
Te-
cowboy hat.
Tennessee whiskey
And
guy.
yeah, the Tennessee whiskey
Yeah,
guy. Boy,
yeah.
that
This
song is
song is
hell, buddy.
bad. I know, bro.
But the first time I heard it, I was like, there ain't no way. There, I gotta see it. I gotta see the words coming out of this man's mouth and shit.
Uh,
That cat,
What a
he is bad. He is
Hmm.
bad.
I'm trying to think of what's the name. I
I
think
can't
his
think
name
his
is
name.
I'll get
fuck.
it.
Like it just escaped me. I was like, okay, so there's this white guy. I think his name is like Rag and Bone Man or something like that.
Chris
Uh
Stapleton.
Chris Stapleton, that's him.
Hmm.
Chris
there we go.
Stapleton is a bad man, buddy. That's all I'm gonna say.
But yeah, like
I
the
would pay
one
money to see his concert.
Yeah.
like the one I'm thinking about, I think it's his name is Rag and Bone Man, and he did like that song I'm Only Human. When I
Hmm.
first heard that song, I thought he was a black guy.
Hmm.
I'm like, who is this black guy? And then I go YouTube and type it in, and it's a white dude, a heavy set white dude. I'm like, oh, sometimes in life. So my friend was like, oh wait, is that bad that he's white? I'm like, no, like that's
I mean,
I
there's
don't know
some
how he
song.
would feel about it, but that's a compliment. I thought
Okay,
he was
the first time I heard "Do for Love," I just knew that was a black man. I was like, yeah, who that brother is. Shoot, my aunt came back. It came out like 1978, 79, whatever. My aunt came back from college and she was playing it. I said, man, who that brother? He said, he's not no brother. That's a white guy. I said, man, hush line.
oh,
Shit.
give
That
him
cat bad
props.
too. Hey, he bad too.
Oh, Doc Rivers was fired.
Yeah, you know that?
No, I just seen
Yeah,
that.
they got rid of his butt early today.
Wait, you said Doc Rivers?
Yeah.
I'm aware of that person because Tremaine, like, and my dad, they be talking about certain people, and depending on the tone of voice, that lets me know if somebody was fucking up over in sports or not.
Hmm.
So I'm like, oh,
Bobby Caldwell, that's his name.
Bobby.
John B was a bad brother too.
Yes, John B was.
Yeah.
John B was bad too. I don't know. This guy's still on the Post Malone. I've heard Post Malone. I don't like him. You know, it's not my.
Post Malone is fine with certain songs. Like, I need to hear more of them. So, like, I can't necessarily say he's not for me, but I've heard a couple. So I'm
Hmm.
not gonna say I'm a fan, but what I can say is that I appreciate some of his songs based off of the limited number that I've heard.
Mm.
To me, he's kind of like a would you say neo alternative rock? I don't know how you I don't
Kind
know how
of.
you
Did more or less like that's an interesting comparison. I don't think I've heard that before in terms of with him specifically, but I think that might be a fair comparison. I would have to listen to. I got to at least listen to 8 more of his songs, but I feel like from what I've heard, I can see that sort of comparison.
But wouldn't he be considered more of a rapper than a singer?
Talking about Neo?
No, Post Malone.
Oh, Post Malone. Oh, he, to my
no.
understanding, he falls into both categories. Like,
Oh, no, I
the
know
way that
Neo is Neo Soul. That's what he is.
right.
Yeah, no, Neo's a singer. I like Neo.
Yeah. You ever
I-
seen the episode when Neo started off with his group on the Apollo? He got booed off.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I
I don't
didn't.
think I saw that one. I think
Yeah,
that's
he got
something they were talking about. Yeah.
he got booed off.
Oh really?
Yep.
Well, look what happened to him now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know who was?
Didn't Lauren Hill, that happened to her too, right? Like, wasn't she like, they said she couldn't sing or something stupid, and then like the scene transition was her just selling all these albums and stuff.
what happened to her when she got hold with Bob Marley's son. But before that, yeah,
That's one of my favorite songs ever.
yeah, Boogie was hell, boy.
I just read the other day that her Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is considered the greatest rap album of all times. Hip hop album of all times.
She hell, buddy.
Really?
She could rap and
Man.
sing, and she, man, ready or not,
Yeah.
that song get you. If we about to go on a raid or something,
Mm-hmm.
I put on.
Yeah, see, Dan, you know what I'm talking about, like, yeah, yeah, kicking the door, like, they're on the ground,
Yeah.
like, yup, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I see, and see,
I
Danny,
can
I'm right
hear
there
it.
with you. I want the beat of whatever's going on in the song. I want to match when I hit somebody in the face and shit. I want it to match the drum or whatever's going on. Like, I want it to be in sync.
But to your point, Danny, I don't think it had anything to do with her getting together with the Bob Marley song.
I do. I think when she
No.
got with her son, she married that sucker. He got
No.
on that new kind of Jamaican weed and
Yeah, but
fucked her up.
if you
That was her policy.
no, it was the baby. It was if you listen to her song, it's because the studios and artists told her not to have the baby. So if you listen to Zion, she breaks it down. They did not want her to have that baby, and she left the industry to have the baby, and then that's when she went to Jamaica and married him.
Yeah, when it comes to like the best rap album of all time, I feel like that could be debated to the end of time. So like,
It can be.
for me, I don't really do albums as much as I do like individual songs. Like the most that I would do is just tell you if I like a song or not so much.
I
the
want to
entire
see
album itself.
me and Oswald talked about this earlier today. Pretty much KRS-One pretty much said if any rapper come at him now, he'll mess him up.
Mm-hmm.
In particular, he said LL. Now, I'm not taking anything away from KRS-One because I listen to his music. I know what that cat can do. He's a lyricist. He's a bad man. But I'm telling you, if he think that he gonna go on the stage and just shit on James Todd Smith, then he is in some kind of fantasy land because LL was known
You said
for a
LL
battle
Cool J,
rapper.
or
Yes.
Cannabis tore up LL Cool J.
you know what?
I don't
LL
think
Cool
so.
J made me think that sharks are the most dangerous thing on the planet with that Deep Blue Sea song. Like I'm just saying. I was like, yeah, that's a problem.
LL Cool J is a bad man. Trust me, he is. But KRS-One will rip him an asshole. I'm telling you.
I'll tell you what. I want to see it. I want to see it.
My money would be on James.
Nah.
I want to see it.
My money would be
I don't
on
think
neither because I don't know like who's gonna win.
I think Chuck D is a better rapper than KRS-One.
Oh, hell no.
Chuck D from Public Enemy?
Absolutely not.
Boy, Chuck, you saying some shit, boy.
Absolutely.
Do you listen?
We're talking about battle rappers, though. Chuck D is not a battle rapper.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. But I'm saying, I'll give you that. He's not a better. But when I listen to Chuck D's song, his messages, I'm feeling him more than I'm feeling KRS-One.
Yeah, you're talking about the message and everything, but if you're talking about skills and rapping, it's KRS-One. Go back and listen to My Philosophy. The pussy is free.
I'm not. Hey, I'm not disrespecting KRS-One, but he's saying stuff like he'll fuck up anybody now. I don't know about that now.
Because he's a battle rapper. So KRS-One, who's not doing anything, is sitting down writing lyrics every day on these fucking new artists and old artists. He said,
I 1000% agree. These new artists today, he would smoke them in less than 10 seconds. I agree 1000%. I'm talking about some of these old rappers killing him. KRS-One verse against Rakim.
That would be a better battle. But again, too,
Big Daddy Kane.
Okay, so have you guys met any rappers? Like not like the ones that everyone knows, like, but in your day-to-day life, have you guys met someone that you consider to be a rapper?
Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah,
or somebody that you happen to meet.
Yeah. One of my friend's cousins, one of my friend's brothers. Actually, my friend, he's a rapper.
Like let me see. I want to say I met 4. One of the first one was in when I was in 6th grade in Stephen White Middle School, and there was this guy named Looney, and he was the best rapper in the school. Like during like nutrition, he would rap, and then have people come up and challenge him, and he would throw his bars.
Oh my
The way I
god.
met
You clown.
the way that I met him
Did you hear what he said
was
this now?
like, hmm? Oh, his
Did you hear
name
what
was
Terrence?
Looney.
No, did you hear what Terrence said this now? He
I
ain't
missed
said
the,
What?
he ain't said doing lunch. He said doing nutrition.
Yeah,
Who the hell says that?
well, that's what it was called. Like we had nutrition and lunch.
Oh my god. No. I've never heard lunch called nutrition.
No. Nutrition as in a period. Like you get a break, and then later on in the day there would be lunch, where it would be 30 minutes.
Okay, that's called a lunch break in high school, Terrence.
No,
Or
no,
in
no, no.
any
Middle
school.
school. No, I'm saying, but in middle school we had the nutrition that was like 15, and then later on, like maybe an hour and a half later, we had a full blown lunch, and the bell would ring, and that was 30 minutes.
okay, so your 15-minute break, because I had it too. We just called a 15-minute break, but you guys called your 15-minute break nutrition.
Exactly.
That's what they call
We
it in
called
the
it
board
nutrition.
collective.
It just that's what they called it. It was called nutrition. Like the nutrition at lunchtime. Like I don't know what to tell you. That's just what it was called. Like, hey, I didn't make this up. This was just the school nutrition and lunchtime. Like, so the nutrition was 15 minutes, but
Mhm.
you know, like naturally, you know, he'd do some stuff at lunch when he had longer periods. But you know, that's how I met him, because I had went over, because you had like the students gathering, and then he would be doing his rapping and stuff. I'm like, yep, he's definitely better than anybody I've ever met. He's definitely a lot better than me. But what happened was I was talking to him because at the time I was getting into my writing, like of short horror stories and stuff like that. So to be able to rap, you know, you have to be on point with your writing as well. So that's how we started talking. He was talking about his rapping, and I was talking about my writing. And then for like, I want to say at least like 6 months or so, I was actually writing raps with him. And then I tried to do the whole rap thing for a short time, but you know, I didn't have like a talent for it like he did, but I just did it more of a like a fun thing. I was like, well, I guess I could try to translate my writing skills over into rapping, but you know, there's a certain kind of speed and cadence, and then if you're going off of scratch like freestyling, that's different too. So he
Mhm.
just was able to do all that stuff, you know, the freestyling, the rapping, and being able to just memorize, and he was good with the dictionary like Eminem. So I was like, yeah, I'll probably just stick to my writing, Looney. You know, you got the actual rapping down. Like I feel like if he wanted to, he could have made a career out of it. To me, I'd be more like, if I'm gonna do anything in that area, I would have to be a ghostwriter or something like that. I wouldn't really be out there, you know, rapping
Mhm.
myself in that way.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I
I
can't
want
even
I
rap.
want to see that whoever he decides to battle, I want to see that because I think that would be. I want to see him in
Who?
LL. Uh,
Well,
Are you talking about Looney?
no,
no, he's talking about
Oh, I was
KRS
about
One.
to say, like, I'm like, Danny, I have not
I
seen him
think a
since.
better battle would be Kane versus Rakim.
they were trying to do that years ago.
And they were also trying to do that recently with that versus shit that they be doing.
Yeah.
They were trying to get Kane and Rakim to do it. Who would you pick?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
Man,
tough.
I like, but you know who people scared of? Black Thought,
Who?
the
Who?
lead singer for the Roots.
Oh, really?
Tyreek, man, listen to him. I'm gonna send you some of his stuff. Boy, Tyreek ain't no joke. Tyreek is not a joke. And I put him up against KRS-One.
But is he a battle rapper though?
Oh, okay, let me see. I'm gonna send you this right here.
Isn't it disrespect for us to leave Eminem out of this equation? Because
Oh,
I
no.
feel like
Yeah,
A
absolutely.
lot of rappers don't want to fuck with Eminem.
Nobody, I don't think any wants to fuck with Eminem.
I
Not if
don't
they
know,
have
man.
brains.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you get some silly humans like Mariah
watch-
Carey that thought,
You watched that video he did with Jay-Z called Renegade?
Yeah. That
Mhm.
song itself.
He was so much better than Jay-Z. I was like, Jay-Z, did you not hear this before y'all put this shit out on the
Yeah, no, he not even Nas says it in Ether that Eminem killed him on his own track. Eminem killed him on the track. That's why a lot of people didn't want to collaborate with Eminem, because Eminem would come in and fucking rip you up on your own song.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I would consider that an honor. Like I'd be look if
Fuck no,
let's
you
say
ain't
I'm a
come
rapper.
do better than me. Fuck that. No.
No, but I'm saying like, okay, if you're in the rap game and then Eminem says I want to make a song with you, I'm like, I would consider that an honor. I don't
Oh yeah,
care
for
how much
sure.
he would,
Yeah, I would, but
outshine me. Just
I'd be like, hey, look, we gonna have to proofread these bars you about to drop, because if you sound hotter than I do, I'm gonna rewrite. I'm gonna tell you that
hell
right
no,
off.
I would applaud him if he does. I'm like, yo, you Eminem, I know what you can
No,
do. You get
no.
on here and we gonna try to make
Oh
the
shit!
best
Like it's work,
collaboration ever.
Colin. It's work.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say there is one person on a track that kept up with Eminem. Can
I'm
you
listening.
guess who?
No,
Hmm?
I'm listening. Who
Bust,
you got?
Busta Rhymes.
Mm.
Go listen to. I
Mm,
don't know if you heard it. They have a song together called "Calm Down," and
right.
Busta Rhymes rips it up just as much as Eminem does.
Amen.
I mean, it
That
is tight.
I'm not going to argue with that too much, but do you feel that we should chalk that up to talent or more of just in that particular context it was able to work so well?
Probably in the context, because I don't think Busta Rhymes could take Eminem, but if they did battle, it would be a battle.
Right. I'm only looking at it from just like an artistic standpoint, right? Because whether it's the rap game, you're making a movie or whatever it is, the goal is to try to make everybody look good. There's a certain person that has a certain level of talent, but for the sake of the project, you don't want to have someone so much over everyone else. You want to find like a kind of balance, and it's
Mm-hmm.
all about the context. Unless it's supposed to be a one-sided thing, because I feel like for me, like I don't mind if somebody is better in a certain area. Like I said, I just
Mm-hmm.
would consider the collaboration to be an honor. Like I'm the guy where, okay, say you got me and some other individuals, they get so upset if you steal the spotlight from them. Like
Mm-hmm.
Danny said, like we're gonna have to proofread this shit. You wait,
Mm-hmm.
you too good. Like I'm all the way down here. We need to make this at least halfway, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
I'm the guy where if they're like, okay, you line up and then you're gonna come in the room and he's gonna kick you out the window, I'd be fine with that. But these other guys on the side are like, no, the fight's gotta be even. You're not gonna you have me on camera and you just beat me up. I'm like, yo, y'all complaining, but I'm just happy to be in the same scene with this man. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Well, you see, that's what happened with LL and Cannabis, right? LL felt that Cannabis was disrespecting him in the song, so they
Yeah,
did the
yeah.
4-3-2 5-4 4-3-2-1, and
Mm.
in the song, the original song, Cannabis says he wants to take the mic off of LL's arm, but he was saying it like to honor him, borrow the mic. And LL heard it, and I was like, no, you got to change that. You got to change that. You can't be doing that. So Cannabis went back, rewrote his verse, did his verse, and then LL did his verse dissing Cannabis.
Right.
Snake shit, you know what I mean?
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. So it's on the whole, like everything is fine, but then you turn around and they do like some
Yeah,
shady shit. Okay,
yeah,
yeah, no, I don't like that. Like
yeah.
if you're doing something for the sake of like business, is fine. That's one thing. But if you do it like in the way that you described, I won't appreciate that. Like, um, if I harker back to what I was saying to play off of you was that let's say you do the scene and I'm getting kicked out the window, right?
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker gets interviewed and shit, and they're like, "Oh yeah, so Terrence is a good martial artist too, right?" They're like, nah, fuck him, he ain't good, he sucks. That's why we did it the way. I'm like, if you do some shit like that, I want to just randomly show up on the next interview and beat him up on live television. Like that's what I would feel like doing. I'm like, we gonna see who this better martial artist is, like,
No, I can understand that, bro. You
because
know.
that's disrespectful. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
not business. Like you did some extra shit. Like even if like I don't know, like say it's you and me, Anzo, right? We got a project together. Like let's just say on the off chance of whatever it is, if I happen to be better than you in that, I would not throw you under the bus like that. I'm like, nah, Anzo is good too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's just not how I like to do things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to do that.
Well, Nas threw because when Nas and Jay Z were having that beef, Nas threw him under the bus. He said, "Yo, you got killed on your own song." You know what I mean? Which he was talking about Jay Z and Eminem track. So,
Right. I guess honesty is important. Like, if the two individuals are going at each other, there's going to be a clear winner most of the time. So I
mm-hmm,
guess you just kind of say like, if you won or not, but you could do it in a way that's not disrespectful to the other person.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel about
Yeah, they were having beef and shit. But I think Jay Z actually killed him when he came out with Takeover, though.
it.
When he came out with Takeover, I think he killed Nas. Like I liked Ether, but then Takeover came out, and it was just like, oh, Jay Z ripped him.
You,
So,
you know it's interesting because like I've been asked before about like I guess the most intense kind of rap beefs.
mm-hmm,
And like for some reason, the one that immediately pops up in my mind is Tupac and Biggie because
mm-hmm,
look what happened. Because
mm-hmm,
I don't know, like I remember kind of watching that as it was kind of playing out, and I was just like, this isn't like a beef where they say a couple words and then it's done. Like like it didn't feel right to me. It seemed like there was something more going on
mm-hmm,
there, and
mm-hmm.
then look what happened. So I feel like the other ones that I've noticed or have been made aware of, is it fair to say that it's not as intense as those, or do you feel like there are others that are just as intense as the Tupac and Biggie
No,
ones?
I don't think there was anything as intense as that, bro. At least from what we've been told by the media and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Pretty sure there's probably some things in the background, like Suge Knight was kind of a beast. You know what I mean? So we don't
Ooh,
know how like what other rappers he had that kind of shit with, but I just think the Biggie and Tupac thing went way beyond rap. It went to like East Coast versus West Coast type of shit. You had gang versus gang, so it went
right,
beyond rap. So that's why I don't think any other beef will ever or has ever come close to that. To be honest with you.
right. Like that's how I felt, but I was trying to see how you feel because sometimes you have different opinions and stuff, but
Hmm.
to me
Hmm.
it just seemed like I'm like, that was so much more than just song versus song. I'm like, people were getting beat up and
Hmm.
jumped and threatened to go into certain contracts. And then like,
Hmm.
what's his name? Vanilla Ice. You talking about Suge Knight and dangled him off a building and stuff. And I was like, you know what?
Hmm.
I don't know if that's true, but I feel like based on what I know about Suge Knight, that's very plausible. Like, I'm just
He
like,
ended
Uh,
up. Yeah, go ahead, Danny.
Django, you said Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole can beat who? Beat who?
I respect both of them, but I guess now we just need to know who they're gonna beat. I guess.
Um, no, that is not true, man.
Into the
That
juice.
that's that bullshit that they were talking about. That has
What
nothing
that
to.
he got dangled off
No,
the
no,
building?
no, no, no. It was in the private chat. It said Biggie's death had nothing to do with East and West Coast beef. He was going to ditch Puffy. No,
No.
they caught the murderers for that. They caught them, and it was it the Biggie or Tupac? One of the two, either or. And it was
Yeah.
some guys that was hired to kill Biggie
Yeah. Yeah. That was a. I forget
from
the
Suge Knight.
details of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're right. Like I forget the details of it because it's like it's like so out of mind. It was like when it
Hmm.
was happening, and then later on down the years, you get this documentary and these
Hmm.
developments, and you kind of absorb them. But then it's just like, man, there's so
You,
much shit that went on. It's ridiculous, man.
you know what the worst part about it is? If you go back and you watch a documentary from like maybe 10 years ago, right?
Mm,
The
yep.
people that they arrested were the same people that they have talked about from the beginning of this case. They
Yeah.
even had
Yeah.
one of them come out and basically tell what happened, and it's only like last year that they ended up arresting the dudes. And I'm like, come on now.
Right. No, no, you're right. I did not think about that. That's
Hmm.
true. It's like kind of like how do they say it? It's nothing new under the sun. We had so and so tell y'all, but you didn't want to listen, right?
Yes.
So it's like I get it, but it's one of those things because I have to kind of look at myself because sometimes you might get something. I go nah, it's like this, and then when you finally know for sure what it is, and you go, damn, I thought for sure I had that dismissed or figured out, but I guess not.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah. No, it was. Yeah, there was a lot of things going on with that. You know what I mean? And they finally figured out who did it. They arrested these guys. So they
yeah,
also found um, the guys who killed Jam Master Jay as well.
damn.
Yeah, they found the guys that killed Jam Master Jay, and it
That
was
was that was recent, right? Or
yeah,
no?
yeah, that was
Okay,
recently,
okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
like maybe a month or two ago, if at the
Hmm.
most. And it
Okay.
was one of Jam Master Jay's friend's brother, who
No,
was another one who they were suspecting from the beginning, and it's only now that they arrested him too as well.
no. Yeah, see, it ain't that serious to me. Like, well, I don't know, man. Like, to me, the only time that I had like beef, but it was never to no Biggie Tupac stuff. Like
Hmm.
on a smaller level, when I was associated with a martial arts dojo, like whenever the other dojos would come around in tournaments, like I guess we
Hmm.
wanted to beat them up, but it never got to like Cobra Kai and Miyagi Do where we're seeing each other in public or like, yo, fuck you, and then
Hmm. Hmm.
it turns into all this craziness. It never got that far, so it just yeah,
Exactly.
that's another level, man.
Yep. And Jelly, I did hear Kill Shot. I like it. But I also like Machine Gun Kelly's diss to Eminem too.
You know
So,
what? You know what, Aldo? When I heard Machine Guns Kelly, his diss to Eminem, right?
hmm,
Like I was like, okay, Mr. Kelly, I see
hmm,
you. And then it was just like, all right, M, like, I need you to
yeah,
crush this dude right here
hmm,
because he doing some flexing. He got a
hmm,
little cloud behind it. It's not
hmm,
complete trash, but I'm like, I feel like you could do so much better.
hmm,
And you got like a certain number of humans like, oh damn, Eminem got wrecked.
yeah,
Oh shit.
hmm.
And I was like, did they not know the history of Eminem when it comes to wrecking people? Like very few do it better than Eminem when it comes to wrecking people. Like
I was
especially
like,
if you incorporate like rap into the equation. Like come
I
on.
was like, just wait. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, Eminem got wrecked, and I'm like, wait till he comes out.
Right. And they always put a time limit. It's been 4 hours and there was
Hmm,
no response from
hmm,
him. I'm like,
hmm,
yo, chill out. Like
hmm.
he gonna come.
Like you cannot go after Eminem and expect not to get retaliated on. It's just not gonna
Exactly.
happen. You
See,
know.
Eminem is like he might be the only rapper to where when I would listen to his diss, whether it be to Mariah Carey, Nick Cannon, or Machine Gun Kelly, where I would have to pause it and then like analyze that first bar that he said. I'm like,
Hmm.
first of all,
Hmm.
this one bar right here already killed that other person. I'm like, I'm not even done with the whole rap. So that's the
Yep.
difference.
Yep. I agree.
With Machine Gun Kelly and anyone else that's gone up against Eminem, I never really had to pause it. It was more like, okay, that was a clever line right there, and you just kind of keep going. But Eminem, I just like you be learning new words and shit. I'm like, hold on, what's this one word right here? Like,
Hmm.
hang on.
And Janjo, no, I'm not taking away anything from Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. I'm not big fans of them. I listen to some of their music, but they cannot kill any rapper. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They could not kill Eminem. They could not.
Oh my god, no.
They could not. They
See,
could not.
it's gonna be that moment, Anzo. Like, I'm just like on TV, and I'm like, yep, see this guy right here, man. This our best rapper. And then the interviewer's like, so how would you guys feel that if Eminem challenged you? I'd be like, yeah, go to a commercial. Let's go to commercial.
You know, you can't.
Can you
You
edit
can't.
it?
Can't test Eminem, bro. You can't.
Right.
So I'm going to ask you guys a question. Do you
Hmm.
watch Epic Rap Battles of History?
Yeah, I've seen enough of it. Yeah.
There you go. Just
About
figured
what?
I'd take it off. I figured I'd take it off of the who has a chance of beating Eminem, because I'm sorry, he's inevitable.
I've had.
Yeah,
Well, to me, I think. I think Rakim is like a god in rap, and there is a video footage which I can send all three of y'all where Rakim said if Eminem was black, it would be no question.
Well,
But
there's
some
a
people,
couple of artists that say that.
well, to me, he has the supreme clout. I don't know about the other artists, but that came from Rakim, who is if you ask any person that's into hip hop or rap, Rakim is definitely going to be in a top three on their
right.
list of greatest of all time,
That's fair.
and
Yeah.
that's a lot. That's a lot coming from him, in
Top
my
So
three.
opinion.
like so you're saying that Eminem is considered to be a rap god next to him, or how? Like I'm trying to get how
No,
you're
I didn't
saying
say
that.
that. For until Eminem came along, if you ask
Right.
most people who is the hardest rapper, the coldest lyrics, or whatever kind of stuff, most people that I talk to always say Rakim.
Right. Right.
Because if you
No.
watch the
Yeah. Yeah.
documentary on
Yeah.
Rakim was like he went to other people, especially like Marley Marl. He had a lot Marley Marl, Grandmaster Flash, some guys, Cool Hurt. They were telling him to be yelling and screaming and have more energy. And he's like, nah, I don't do all that. I just say
No.
it.
You're right. You're right.
And he said
But
it works for me. And I don't know if anybody else can rap like Rakim, but to me, Follow the Leader is the perfect song. If you listen to the
right.
raps,
But like it's interesting because I'm trying to think about how many rappers I grew up with. Because like Eminem, his thing was interesting because he's the only one that I can remember where everybody was asking me if I heard "Forgot About Dre" kind of thing, and Eminem and stuff. Like I just
to me
that
his
experience was
raps were a
crazy.
little kind of silly, and his style was kind of silly when he first came out.
Right.
But as he grew up and got more mature and more confident, well, to
I,
me,
I
that cleaning out my closet, boy, that
like
shit,
it. Like I
that
hear
shit
you,
is
Danny,
fire.
but I think it was like his it was the craziness mixed with the silliness because it was the stuff he was saying and the combinations,
Yeah.
and I was just like, "Holy shit!" And it like I tried to listen to that song as fast as possible, and then it seemed like the next day everybody was blasting that song. It was like you
Mhm.
knew Eminem whether you liked him or not.
Yeah.
It just was
He
there.
he can flip a word, boy. He
Even Redman said Eminem's the greatest.
Oh yeah, I love Redman. He's
Yeah,
like
Redman's cool.
he's
Like it.
one of my favorites.
It's funny because I've heard different things with the greatest rapper. Like I've heard Eminem,
Shit.
Rakim, Tupac, Biggie, Nas. Like there's
Mm.
certain names that I hear going around quite a bit in terms of the top five. So I'm just like,
I never
well,
really followed Nas much. I've heard his music. I never really gravitated towards him.
But
like
when it comes
I
to
think like
lyrics, Nas
yeah,
is one of the best. But
yeah,
the problem with Nas is he doesn't pick good beats.
right, of course. I just think like with Nas, the reason why I would have him so high is that like just lyrically, like the
Yeah.
stuff that he's
Mhm.
saying has a lot of
Yeah. Yeah.
intelligence in it. 'Cause you know what I mean,
Mhm.
Anzo? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like I pay attention to okay, there's different cadences, right? The speed and how you flip the words and all that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
But then sometimes it's also like what are you talking about and how can you make that catchy and provoke
Hmm.
thought
But
when you're,
sometimes
spitting out your flow.
it's just the beat. Cause like Craig Matt, some of his rhymes didn't make no sense if you go back and
Mhm.
listen to what the hell he was saying.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
shit, his
yeah.
damn beats was fire, boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get Down and Flavor in Year. If you listen to Flavor in Year, man, he's saying some stupid ass shit.
Yeah. I know. But
That
But
that
then
might
that
be
damn
fair
beat,
though.
boy.
But can we say that it's only the beat? Because look, like I
I'm
tell you
saying
right now, you could put the dopest rap, Danny, and it's like there's only so much that I think I can do. Like I would really want to get down
like
lyrics and stuff before that.
like the Flavor in the Ear remix is better than the original.
yeah, that remix is fire.
Yeah.
I listen to that shit still now, and I know that about 20 years old.
So do I. So do
Now
I.
I guess we got to give like extra respect to like Twista and Busta Rhymes because like how quickly they can say stuff.
Absolutely.
because
Bad
my brain works really
boy.
fast, and sometimes my mouth can't keep up with it. So when
Come
they
out
speak
and
that,
play.
yeah,
But
oh boy,
it's yeah, exactly what you said. That's why I said, like, if you listen to that song with Eminem and Busta Rhymes holds his own in that track, bro.
right,
Trust me,
right,
you know what I mean? So I think Busta Rhymes, I'm not saying he's better or he can
Hey,
battle him, but
Buster ain't no
Busta can
joke.
hold his own though.
Yeah, no, Buster is
right.
not one to be fooled around with, boy.
I
You know
agree.
what?
There's a cipher where it's Buster Rhymes, Ludacris, and somebody else. And
mhm.
man, Buster just destroyed that cipher. I can't. Let me see if I can find that damn
Like,
cipher.
you know what? Like for me, like if I'm listening to a rapper or whatever the artistic area may be, I'm usually just kind of focused on like if they're good or if I like them,
Mm-hmm.
because we often will go like, well, they're not better than this person or that person, but it's like more of just kind of looking at them on their own, like how does this guy work when you just look at him for him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, so it's very rare that you can be the best or greatest. That's few and far in between. Like you gotta really do some dope shit for me to even, put you in that conversation. Because more often than not, you just get the
Change,
ones that come along and they got their time when they do their shit and then they fall off.
Joe. You just said Eminem would destroy anybody. Then you said Comic Chat,
Yeah, I
Kendrick,
know.
and J. Cole can beat any rapper.
I know.
Okay,
I
you
know.
gotta stay on one side or the other, and it's based on the names, the rappers you're using, and I'm not saying anything bad about you. Like who you like, but you need to listen to these older rappers because a lot of times now, some of their hip hop rap I hear, they got the hook and something crazy, and they'll say it over and over and over. Now I
Mm-hmm.
haven't listened to Kendrick and Joe and J. Cole. I've heard them maybe one or two times. They're not my cup of tea, but I'm not saying that they're bad rappers because
Mm-hmm.
I haven't listened to them. But I've listened to everybody who we talking about now. These guys are platinum selling rappers, been around, and on some of these rappers that's rapping today, they would eat them up. So
Mm-hmm.
before you make that claim, I'm just asking
And
that you go back and listen to some of this material because
and please,
KRS-One, LL Cool J, Redman, Eminem, Rakim. Listen to everything Rakim made. Rakim
and
was a
please.
beast.
And please put some respect on Ice T. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause man, Ice T was killing that shit back in the day. Like, even the
Yeah, that's good.
NWA like credited him in terms of
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
whole gangster rap thing.
Gangster
But
rap. Yeah, yeah.
a lot of humans they know him from what's that cop show he be on and shit
Yeah.
like
And CIS or something like that.
NCIS or something like
No,
that.
it's
Yeah.
Like, or is it Law and
hey,
Order?
Law and Order, I
it's Law
think.
and Order,
Hmm.
I know
SUV,
Law and
Special
Order,
Victims Unit.
Danny, check
Special
out the
Victims
song
Spotlight. They
I
got a lot of them.
check out the song I sent you in the private chat. If you never heard
Yeah,
Busta Rhymes and Eminem, listen to that song.
Okay.
yeah.
That song is fire.
Anzo is right about that song for sure. Like,
Busta Rhymes did a song. I mean, no, Redman and Eminem did a song too
Yes.
for the Clump soundtrack. I can't think
Mm-hmm.
of the name of it, but
right? What the
we got
fuck?
a
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, yep.
And
hey
Redman was on
Redman
Vlad.
heard his own.
Yeah, Redman was on Vlad talking about that, and they were talking about how something about what they just wanted to go back and forth, like they didn't even like have a premise, or they just going back and forth, him and them back and forth, back and
Hey,
forth.
but
I was like, yeah.
Redman ain't want to sleep on, bro.
No,
I'm
Redman is
telling you,
good too.
he'll mess you up.
Yeah, I
There's
like Redman too.
there's a cipher he does with Keith Murray and Eric Sermon
Mm-hmm.
and shit. He killed it. And Keith Murray ain't no slouch with the words.
Mm-hmm.
This sucker
Yeah,
be saying
Yo,
some
what
shit I
what
ain't
about
never
like
heard of before.
Corrupt and Nate Dogg, man? Like,
Nate Dogg, man, I hate he died, man.
yeah, but
Nate
what
Dogg
what
used to
about
make
like
any song
Corrupt and
sound
Nate
better.
Dogg? Like,
Nate Dogg gets enough respect. Corrupt
man,
too.
like man,
I ain't a fan
Corrupt
of
was a
Corrupt.
savage though. I feel like when Corrupt was rapping, man, he was a savage, dude. Like,
Oh no, man.
I
On
felt when he would say lyrics. Yep.
on Pimps Up, Hoes Down with fucking Snoop, Corrupt kills that shit, bro.
Corrupt, I'm telling you, man, Corrupt. Like, I felt like with certain rappers, they sound good, but I feel like Corrupt is like that dude that'll beat the fuck out of you. Like that's what I was getting when I would hear him rap.
Can't forget fucking Prodigy. Can't forget
Right,
fucking
right.
Cool G Rap.
Oh God, there's too many Anzo. What are you doing? What are you doing, Anzo?
Hill Street Blues. I used to love Cool G Rap too. Because he used to rap with like a list too.
A serious list, boy.
Yeah.
What the
Mhm.
hell? But I might be all wet by the time we get done with the ten.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, I'll definitely win the battle rap. I might have to beat the person up, but it ain't gonna beat through no rapping though. I might have to cheat. Yep.
Yeah, I know. I'd get murked in a battle rap.
And I like
I have to
old
cheat.
EPMD. Boy, I used to love them too, boy.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
You know why they broke up, right?
I heard that he thought like Eric broke into his house or something. Had somebody break into his house or something like that.
Something like that. But Paris Smith wasn't paying Eric the money he was supposed to get. So Eric Sermon did break into his house. Had someone break into his house. Yeah, it's fucked up. Because they were good. And they separated and they were not. I mean, Eric Sermon was still
Eric
making
Sermon
hits.
producer. He make a bunch of hits, buddy.
Yeah. No. He was producing, but he had his albums too with React and all that shit, which weren't too good bad. Paris Smith didn't do anything though.
Oh, he got one song called Rough, Rugged, and Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, he going off on Eric, boy.
Oh yeah, I know.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But that's the thing. And end it. Yeah. No, I was just gonna say that's the thing. He only had like one or two good songs Paris Smith, but Eric was able to keep Redman and Keith Murray
because he bought. He had to pay. When he did use that Marvin Gaye beat.
Mm-hmm.
He had to pay that. He had to pay his wife like he said it was $10,000, $100,000. It was a crazy amount of money just to use that sample.
Because when they split up, they separated. He kept Redman and Keith Murray and Das Effects. Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, boys and girl. We gotta jump on another stream. What you say, Terrence?
No, I was saying that's how you gotta say that, Danny. It's just like, so how was that battle rap against Eminem? It was great because he didn't say anything. I feel like if he would have so much as said one sentence, that would have killed me. So shout out to M for cooperating in that rap battle. That was very generous.
All right, Mads, tell the people where they can find you at, ma'am.
Hey, y'all, Mads Mama Bear here. You can find me at Mads Mama Bear here on Twitter. Of course, you can find me and also on here on YouTube and on Twitter. Sundays I do my poetry streams. Of course, Mondays you can find me here on the Chaotic Countdown. Wednesday I am posting my DC Explained. This week it'll be Beast Boy. Thursday is the Queen's Council on Lorena's channel. And I've got something special coming up for Friday. So
nice.
Stay tuned.
Good deal. All right, Mr. Terrence, where the people can find you at, good sir?
Oh, yep. What's up, humans? It's Terrence. You can find me on T-Virus Terrence. But I wanted to say that I remember this guy named Bard. He came on to the other channel, and he became a fan of mine when he was in ninth grade, and he just recently found me on a new channel, and I think now he's like a senior, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm glad that he found me because I didn't forget about him. So on the off chance that he might be listening to this, I definitely appreciate you and remember you. And aside from T-Virus Terrence, you can also find me here on Danny's channel. I may or may not pop on other channels, but that's rare. Like usually the T-Virus Terrence, and this one is more of a consistent thing, if you will. So, and in terms of my own projects, it really just depends on what I feel like doing, and then that's kind of how I go about it. But sometimes I have like a small amount of uploads, nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, why are you guys? Wait, why does Danny have that face? Like,
yeah,
I'm just listening to you, bro.
Oh yeah, but yeah, you know how it is, Anzo, over there. Just yeah.
And I will say that if you watched his videos recently, You should have noticed there is a little change
A
at the
lot.
end of
I was gonna say that.
a change at the end of Terrence's videos.
When I heard it, I was like, Terrence Stafford.
Me too.
Wait,
Terrence is
what?
being nice to people and saying
Wait, what?
thank you, and he wants you to click on and
Subscribe to the
subscribe. Oh
channel.
my God!
What is this change that I'm not aware of? What happened? What's going on?
You know exactly what changed because it used to be, this is Terrence. If you don't like it, then fuck it, fuck you. I don't.
And if you don't subscribe to the channel,
for fun.
But I'm trying to remember what I did because I feel like
You sounded like a human. You sound like the thing that you say you hate.
Whoa! Hey, hang on. I don't hate anyone. That is very extreme.
Okay, you don't need to throw around cruel names like human at him. Come on.
You said human. Humans are the most disgusting things on the earth. I've heard that.
No. See, what it is that humans out of everything in the universe, they're the worst things, with the exception of a certain number of individuals that are not trash entirely with very horrible emotional intentions. But yeah, just saying.
It's all good. All I know is when I heard that, I was like, wait a minute. Terrence changed the end of his videos. Look at this.
I had to check the thing again. I said, it sounds like Terrence. Looks like Terrence, but that can't be Terrence. That must be. I said, okay, They Live. Remember They Live when they were replacing the humans with the damn alien.
I don't want humans to be under the wrong impression. One of them, because I do get humans saying, I love you, Terrence. I'm like, I don't do that love shit, but I definitely appreciate you. But it's like, humans can talk to me. It's fine. And then depending on what happens, they may or may not. We're probably not going to talk about that on the air. But you know what I'm saying. It's all about being nice to the humans, I guess.
Yep, that's all we were saying is Terrence was being nice.
Hey, I can be nice. Like, I don't know what it is where like humans be thinking I'm just out there like fucking carnage and shit, murdering people. Like, no.
Let's go.
All right, your turn, Anzo.
What's up, people?
Where can the people find
me? Channel is Bigger Ford Entertainment. You guys can check me out on these shows. You got the Chaotic Conversation, Chaotic List, Rule of Three, Rob Storms, Equilibrium, Square One, the OOC, a lot of shows that we have going on. If you guys want, just come and try and check out the shows, show some support, hit and like to everybody on this panel because we're all trying to do stuff and we're all trying to entertain you guys. So peace out. And like Terrence is now saying, it's much appreciated.
And I am Danny, aka Comment Chat. This is my show, the Chaotic Conversation. Tomorrow we'll be on Anzo's shows, the Chaos List. I think Wednesday we're gonna not skip that one. Chris Knight, the third member of the Chaos crew, having some
family issues or something.
Family issues. He should be back next week. Also, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to add. I'm like, first of all, I definitely appreciate support. Like, I don't know how many times I've been saying that over the course of 8.5 years.
You are playing with the Phantom Zone, bro.
Look.
Mocking me for leaving.
Look. I appreciate you guys. You're my friends, right? See, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Square one.
Wait, why am I going in?
Because I got to go, and you prevent me from going.
That's a fair point.
Okay, for the third time, you can find me on Square One on Saturdays, and I've sent out a group text to Terrence, John, and Anzo. Anzo's the only one that has responded. We need to change times for Equilibrium because we cannot compete with the NFL. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna be on my own show watching the game, so I know I'm doing that. Everybody else is gonna be doing that. So
none of us would believe that you'd be watching the game while on a show.
It's bad enough on Mondays. When they playing 10 games, 10, 11, 12 games. Shit. No conversation.
We have to look at it as we can't compete with NFL. We could just do our own thing, right?
No, not on Sunday between 1 and 8 o'clock at night. We can't. I ain't even fooling myself to try that trick. But
Well, I
we
don't really
we'll
know
get
if it's so
together.
much as a trick as it is just something that can happen.
No, there's no amount of mental training is going to make me do that.
Well,
Okay.
no, everything
That
comes
ain't-
down to a choice. But sometimes
Yeah.
in life, Sundays,
And I choose not to have equilibrium on Sunday during NFL time. So you
I
got to pick another
got
day.
you. But you know that I was willing to do that though. Against
I know you
Yeah,
are.
because you ain't watching no damn football, so you don't give a shit.
Yeah, I gotta watch. I gotta watch the football.
we
That's my
we
drug.
got our weekly picks involved. We got
Mhm.
our fantasy league involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we are invested in these football games right
That's right.
now.
That's right.
Yeah, hey, look, I watched them for a couple seconds. I mean, I'm not.
Second.
Yeah, I know.
My
I know.
Lord. Well,
It's
until
okay.
next.
I'm with you, Terrence. Football isn't my thing either.
Oh my God.
Phantoms on both of them.
So,
You would figure Mads would be all up on a football game, right?
you know how much chocolate
I'm
you
all,
can see
I'm
on
all
a
up for the
Okay.
I'm all up for the
In a-
football players.
That's
I
what
can't
I
get my
mean.
head around
in
football
a
games.
football game. Do you know how much chocolate you can see at one time?
Okay,
Like I
hey,
said,
hang on, Danny.
I like football players, but I just cannot
That's
get my
what I'm
head around a football game.
Okay, Danny. I'll tell you this: I would rather watch a football movie versus football itself.
Okay,
Uh,
whoop the damn dude. I don't feel that way. All right. Until next Monday, y'all have a good time. Be safe. Good night and peace.
Peace.
Where
Later.
is the freaking outro?
Look at this guy. Can't even get the thing right. Football got his mind all messed up. You see why we can't
Wind
do
up in the phantom zone before we
I'm gonna
get
count. I can't find the outro. Where is
Look,
it at?
he can't even find his outro.
I'm gonna play this then.
he does.